I'm Matt Schofield and I'm the fire chief for the Jefferson City, Missouri Fire Department. And we're here today doing a final inspection on a 101-foot aerial platform. This truck is the 7th truck of a 7-truck fleet purchase that we made for the city of Jefferson. Jefferson City is the state capital of Missouri. We have many large government office buildings. And there's just nothing like a platform when you have a major building like the state capitol or other large, tall office buildings to be able to work from, to be able to effect a rescue. Shane Englehardt is one of our truck committee specialists that's been working on this project for about 2 years. I'm going to hand this over to him and let him go over the truck with you.
All right, thanks, Chief. So we'll start out by again reiterating that this is Rosenbauer's 101-foot platform truck. We've done a lot of different things with our aerial devices because of our terrain, and we'll start by talking about what Rosenbauer could do for us and why we appreciate their service and what they've done with us, for us, and most importantly, they've dealt with us for this long and we still get a great product. So the first thing we'll talk about is it's kind of a maintenance thing, but it was a big deal for us because we do check our own trucks. Rosenbauer has behind this grill, it's an easy pop-up, just 2 little levers, and take the grill out. And you've got all your fluid checks right here in the front, so there's no need to climb in the truck and get oil all over everything. It's pretty awesome. We went with a Commander 4000 chassis with the Cummins 15-liter 600 horsepower motor and an Allison 4000 transmission. Inside, we've got the entire cab is coated with Line-X, and we chose a gray color, but Rosenbauer offers a couple different colors. One thing we'll talk about that's very new to us is our headsets. Now, we know a lot of departments have had these for a while, but we have moved on and are starting to use these again, and we're very excited about this because hearing loss is a big issue in the fire service. We have built in as much storage as possible. We've done the 2 compartments on each side. We've done a center compartment between the 2 front compartments, and we also have a more open concept storage compartment between the 2 firefighter seats in back. So all of our seats are vinyl, so that allows us to decon the seat more easily and make sure that we have the true clean cab concept. Moving farther back, we've got a Waterous 1750 GPM pump. The Rosenbauer sealed lever handles here. That gives us a very clean, very concise pump panel, so there's not much confusion. We do have a couple electronic valves, but those are very easy to operate. We've got the camera here, the camera display here, which will give us our display for our front camera, our rear camera, and our aerial device camera. So at this screen, you can push a button and change which camera you're gonna see. We've got, I believe, 210 cubic feet of storage on this truck, which is pretty large for an aerial device. The body back here is all built with the Rosenbauer extrusion, so it's a very strong, very resilient build on here. It's more than just your typical sheet metal that some of the other manufacturers put out. We chose to go with this for our safety and for the longevity of the truck. Speaking of the longevity of the truck, there are 4 main things on these Rosenbauer aerials that they do what's called hot dip galvanizing, and it's a protectant. So the outriggers, the torque box, the aerial device, and the frame itself are all hot dipped galvanized, and Rosenbauer backs that protection with a 25-year warranty, which is pretty unheard of, and that's one of the main reasons we went with Rosenbauer, is for that added safety and that added durability of their product. Another option we went with is the composite jack pads. They're a little lighter for us and a little easier to move around. One thing pretty unique to aerial devices that we have done for our territory is our jack stands, or our stabilizers, we have moved them to the widest position possible. So we actually moved our front outriggers from behind the pump to in front of the pump. And what that does is that gives us a much wider base and a more stable base to operate and to be able to work off of. And moving around to the back, we have number 2 of 2 aerial and outrigger remote control device by Rosenbauer. So what this device allows us to do and we'll kind of zoom in on it real quick, is you've got your enable switch, your idle speeds, you've got high idle and normal idle. You've got an air horn activation, just in case you have to warn somebody while you're away from the truck. The emergency stop, an auto bed for the nozzle, nozzle controls. You've got your extend and retract, and then your lower and raise and left and right. And then these four here are the outriggers. So if you can see them good enough that it'll actually tell you which outrigger it is, and I can control any aerial operations from this remote. When we were here doing the midpoint on our other aerial, I was about 300 yards away and still operating the truck with full bars on signal from one of these remotes. It was pretty awesome. We've done what everyone else does, and we stored our ladders, but we also have a spot for our 2.5 supply line, our pike poles and attic ladders, and any other tools that we might need to put in here. Going back here is where our control panel is for not using the remote. And this screen right here will tell you everything you need to know about your aerial positioning, your levels, your weights, how much pressure's on every jack pad. It's pretty innovative, and we're really excited to get this thing on the field and start actually using it. Moving back here, we've got our 5-inch or our LDH chute. It's a very simple, just straight lay, so we don't have to worry about bending around a hose bed or some kind of weird configuration like we were used to. So this will allow it to deploy out very quick and very easy. On all of our trucks, we've decided to start going with a tool board, which is new for Jefferson City, and we're going to mount most of our forcible entry tools. The thought process behind this is you can jump out of the truck, grab it, and go. You don't have to search around in different compartments for different tools. We're allowed to mount on both sides of that, so it's going to be really, really cool for us and really new. Each one of our aerials is equipped with an onboard 500-gallon water tank. And that allows us to be somewhat sufficient for the first more crucial moments of a structure fire scene, so that the crew can come off of this truck and be ready to go, and they don't have to wait for another pumper class truck to come in. So we've transitioned up to the turntable on our 101-foot platform, and Rosenbauer offers the joystick control, which is a lot smoother and a lot more simple operations compared to the 3-lever that most of us are used to. It's very simple to operate. It takes no time to learn it at all, and I can get any new firefighter on this truck and have them running it like an expert within an hour. Also up here in the pedestal, we've got a control box for our master stream devices up top. We've got a redundant screen, just like we have on the back of the truck, and we've got our talk box, so I can talk between the pedestal, the bucket on this truck, and the pump panel. So we're at the mid point of the truck on top on the aerial, and before we get on what's on the outside, we'll talk about the ladder itself. So we chose to paint the outside for aesthetics, and the rest of the aerial is exposed hot dip galvanized. This is the coating I was talking about earlier, the protection, and even under the paint, it is hot dip galvanized. It gives us that 25-year warranty on this entire piece. Moving to the outside of the aerial, we've got two 6,000 PSI onboard air tanks to supply the bucket. So the next thing we've got up here is a storage box, and we chose to put our Stokes baskets inside of them. The boxes are large enough that we're actually still able to put a Stokes bridle and any other type of rigging that we would need in the front of the box. And this is the same size as the signboard on the other side of our ladder, and behind that we've got a roof ladder up there for storage, so that the firefighter doesn't have to try to carry that on top, and we can deploy it quicker when we do need to use it. So now we're in the bucket. This bucket has the same controls as down on the pedestal, so we've got the same joystick type operation. We have the third redundant screen, which again will give us full functionality just like the others. We've got our master stream control device, or control box here, emergency stop. We also have chosen to put in some tool storage up here, and you can't see it on camera, but the talk box is below the camera in that corner of the bucket. So up over the top here, we've got two master stream devices, both equipped with the TFT nozzle. Also up here, we've got our array of LED lights. We've got two of the larger LED heads that we have throughout the rest of the truck, and we also have two smaller 12-volt LEDs that we don't have to be running a generator for.
Thank you for taking the time to look at these two new aerial apparatus. We believe they're a great combination of durability and capability that we look forward to serving the citizens of Jefferson for many years to come.